Oun Abbas Hussain here for Seconds Out, here with Dennis the Menace McCann. Dennis, seeing you again, man. We keep meeting up in these bubbles. How's life been since December, last time you fought?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good. Been training hard in the gym, working very hard, and my weight's on point, and everything. This camp has been on point, so I can't wait to showcase my skills tomorrow night. It's going to be a great performance for me.
Just talking about your weight, Dennis, I've been to a few of your fights, and I know weighing days, you know, you're not necessarily like quite cheerful as you are now. Just talk to me about what's changed. I know you've got a new nutritionist on board. Has that made a difference to the whole process?
Definitely. I was a pound underweight today. I'm working with Dr. Carl Evans from Liverpool, who's a great nutritionist. I was a pound under. It says it all, and I feel great. Refueling properly after me weigh-ins and stuff. So I'm ready to rock and roll tomorrow and just show these Mexicans that they can't come over here, mate, and try and pull the weight. But believe me, I'll put some weight in that chin tomorrow night, and I'm telling you that now I am.
Before we talk about the Mexicans, let's talk about your last fight, Pedro Matos. You went the full 8 rounds. Just talk to me about that. When I spoke to you after the fight, you know, you were pleased that you got the rounds in, but you were also happy that you had an opponent that was willing to sort of walk forward and, you know, throw punches and do stuff that was going to test your skill set. Just looking back at that fight, how did you assess it?
Yeah, it weren't bad, to be honest with you. It weren't too bad. There was things I need to work on, of course, but just making weight stupidly as well and stuff like that makes a big toll as well. So now I've got one of the best nutritionists on board, and I feel absolutely great. I feel sharp as a razor, and genuinely I'm on fire, mate. I'm telling you that now, and I'll show it tomorrow night.
There was a picture of you actually of you looking. There was a now and then. So basically, you're looking a bit skinnier now. You're a bit more filled up, but you've got your weight on point. It's both been the same sort of weight. Is that what he's helped you with? Just making sure that everything's safe in regards to the weight cutting process? Yeah,
definitely. Listen, I said it already, a pound underweight. What more could you want? 1 pound underweight, you know what I mean? So I'm on fire, mate, as I can say. I'm just ready to showcase the skills and steal the show again, as usual. I can't wait.
Your next opponent tomorrow night is Luis Moreno, another Mexican. We've seen Mexicans come over and cause an upset. Josh Warrington lost to a Mexican that was overlooked. Robbie Davis Jr. was another one. What's going to change here? We know they come to fight. Or what's going to change with yourself?
You're talking about different kettle of fish here, mate. I'm telling you that now. He's come over here. He's gonna dust it up, and that's it. So that's the only way he's coming over here, mate. I'm looking on fire in camp. He's sparring unbelievable. And tomorrow night he's going to get a nasty shock on that big long neck of his.
Dennis, just talk to me about sort of 8 fights in. You know, you've only just turned professional. It's only been a couple of years now. How has it been for yourself? How would you assess your professional career to date?
Oh, great. Listen, I've got to thank Frank Warren's a big part of it, to be honest with you, because he's got me in all the big shows. He's got me the most exposure. MTK as well. Thank you, my management who managed me. Adam Hart, he's done a great job as well. And I've got great people around me, a great team. I've got a very good team. Even my strength coach, McFarlane Systems. My trainer, Alison May, Eddie Lamb, Paul Taylor, who's sitting over there. I've just got a great team around me. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful.
So I want to sort of quickly move away from yourself and talk about someone else that you probably know quite well, in Billy Joe Saunders, fighting one of the biggest fights against Canelo Alvarez. I just want your thoughts on that fight, Dennis. What do you make of that fight? A lot of people are going to write Billy Joe off. How do you see that fight playing out?
Listen, Billy Joe was one of the greatest men that ever laced a pair of gloves, isn't he? And I think Billy Joe, if he turns up, he can make it very hard for Canelo and help a God get the win. But it's a hard fight. It's a very hard fight for him. But listen, it's a fight that if Billy Joe's on form and stuff and gets his weight right and do everything properly, don't write him off. That's all I can say to you.
And another big fight on Saturday night, Dillian White fighting Alexander McCann in the rematch. What do you make of that fight? Who do you see winning that fight?
No, I fancy Dillian White this time. I think he'd be a lot more cleverer. Anyway, I think he just switched off. He got caught. It's heavyweight boxing, isn't it? So anything can happen. One punch can change the whole fight.
Dennis, actually, before I let you go, I know you were sparring Kash Farouk for this fight. Just talk to me about him, because he's an interesting little fighter. Great fighter. Came very close against Lee McGregor in that fight. But just talk to me about the sparring that you guys had. Yeah,
sparring and fighting two different things. It was a great spar. And Kash Farouk's a great fighter, so I appreciate the good rounds and just learn. I'm always learning all the time. I'm still young, 20 years of age. Look at me in two, three more years, how bigger I'm going to be, how much stronger I'm going to be. I'm putting men over now. Could you imagine what I'm going to do in a couple of years' time, you know what I mean? I'm still a baby in the game, as they say. But yeah, it was great sparring, and Kash Farouk's a very, very good fighter.
There's a final message for the fans that are going to be tuning in on Friday night to watch yourself on BT Sport.
Tune in tomorrow night, mate, to see a proper performance and hopefully a big knockout.
Dennis McCann, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Seconds Out.